Cheers and welcome to Bitter Reality Brewing. We're drinking Drew's birthday gift.
Heck yeah.
We got a 25% mead, ABV. No, I'm just kidding. We don't even remember what the ABV is anymore. We've forgotten. You can go watch the first video. I'll put it up here somewhere. I want to say it was around 7%. I don't remember. You got to check out the video. I just realized too that this was the 1 gallon jug that I fermented it in. And I'm looking in here going, man, I did not do a good job cleaning it. That is not a good thing. Luckily, when I clean things, before I use them again, I clean them again because dust, particles, you never know what can get in there. And I'm looking at that going, that might get cleaned 3 times.
Yeah.
Just saying. Put it over there by Drew since
Maybe it
it's
needs
dirty.
some star sand or something.
Yeah, it needs something. It needs something. Okay, we're not gonna pop these open. And I know you're thinking, well, what is the mead that we're drinking? Well, those are for Drew to take home. He's already taken home the majority of it. And that one's a little sticky. I guess I spilled it on the outside when I was filling them, but it is what it is.
It's fine.
We've been letting them age. And then he takes them home, drinks them right away, and yeah.
So yeah, I've had a bottle or 2 of that already, but...
And we still haven't told you what it is.
It's a blackberry vanilla with a little bit of bourbon in there.
Yeah, bourbon, vanilla, blackberry, mead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do anything plain the first time. It just doesn't happen. And I do not like plain mead.
Plain mead's okay. Not my favorite.
Yeah, I like meads made with teas and fruits. So it's technically I don't remember what you call it anymore, a melomel. It's technically a melomel.
I don't even know if it is.
It's a fruit mead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's got part fruit, part mead. If you want to know everything about mead for right now, you can go check Man-Made Mead. But if you want to learn as we go, Bitter Reality Brewing, because I'm learning as I'm going, trust me on this one. And blackberries are very expensive.
And they're a pain in the ass to brew with, I'm sure.
Yes, because all the pulp and the seeds, it's a nightmare. So I bought frozen blackberry, and I got it from somewhere in South America. I don't know. You sell it at the local grocery store. I didn't drive to South America or fly. I just bought it locally. It was pretty cheap. I think like $3.50 a 14 ounce, or maybe $2.70 a 14 ounce.
Frozen fruits.
Rack of it. And I used probably too much, even though I thought I needed more. But we should have probably backsweetened this a hint. He said no, I said no.
And then now I would say a little bit.
Yeah. And
But I have a solution to that. I'll talk
he
about
does.
it later. So.
And what does it taste like if it doesn't taste like blackberries?
What do you mean? What?
You were telling me another berry it tastes like, which I like a lot. I like eat them all the time. The red Christmas.
Oh, cranberry.
Yes.
It tastes like cranberries, actually.
It tastes a lot like a cranberry.
Yeah. You can tell it's blackberry, but it has like the tartness of it. There's so much tartness that it is cranberry light.
Yeah, and if you've watched enough of my videos, I've mentioned it a couple times. That's like one of my favorite snacks, cranberries and pecans. I will nibble on cranberries and pecans. I got a neighbor across the street told me that pecans are a laxative. I'm like, well, dude, I eat them all the time and don't have that problem, so I don't know what your problem is.
He probably doesn't get enough fiber in his diet.
Yeah, he was a pharmacist before he retired, so maybe people who aren't used to eating pecans, I've been eating them since I was a little kid, so yeah. So this was not a full bottle. It was the remainder of the pour.
Okay.
So, and it may have had some settling in the bottom because it was the last pour, so some of the blackberry got pulled up, should we say. This is not a carbonated mead. I saw Man-Made Mead did that recently, and I thought that was disgusting, but it might be good. Okay, so I just got a bunch of blackberry pulp, and he did not.
He poured too far, yeah.
Because like I said, this was the very end.
But without all that pulp, it's not, you can't see all the way
Get a
through
little
it,
closer
right?
to the camera for him.
But like it's a nice, rich hue to it. It's not overly hazy, but it is hazy, obviously.
Looks like a dark cranberry juice, but
It does, yeah.
that's because it's blackberry.
It's straight
Got
from
a-
spray.
Got a pure cranberry smell though. The smell is like all cranberry.
That's, well,
for me.
it's cranberry plus you can get that sweetness that you're getting from like the vanilla in there.
And let him tell you how he makes it back sweetened.
So you just said you didn't like carbonated mead. You thought it sounded
I've
disgusting.
never had it, and that's why I say it's disgusting because I've never had it.
That's a great way to spice it up a bit. The way I back sweeten this is I'll just use like a diet ginger ale, a Canada Dry. Put a little bit of that in there. It's a little bit more bubbly. It's got the effervescence to it. A little bit sweeter too, and that ginger really brings out the blackberry flavor.
And probably gives it a
Makes
nice
it a
little
lot
bite
less
too.
cranberry.
Yeah. Which I'm okay. If blackberries taste like and smell like cranberries, I'm okay. I love cranberries. I love them.
Yeah, on its own, very tart. The vanilla and the bourbon have settled nicely though.
They have actually.
Yeah.
I get the bourbon more through the nose and the vanilla on the tongue.
Before I could taste the vanilla. The bourbon wasn't sticking out as much, except on the back flavor, the lingering flavor. But now it's like right up front. It's nice.
We may have to check the video out where I bottled it. I don't even remember if I'm going to stick it in this video or the previous video, but I want to say I used 5 milliliters of bourbon and 5 milliliters of bourbon vanilla. And this is how I did it. I used a syringe. I bought a bunch of these a long time ago for a totally different purpose. And no, it wasn't for my arm. It was beer related, I promise you. But I take this, wash it really good, stick it in, pull out, and I'm able to measure. The reason I like this very large opening metal tip, not something you would ever want to stick in anybody's arm, is basically so I can get into the bottle easily without, pouring it out. And that's the key. But I've been using this, it works really well for measuring. And you've got to measure because if you like something, you can repeat it. If you don't like something, but you like it just not as strong, you can adjust. So yeah.
This is really good though.
I could just drink it for the cranberry.
Well, I feel like because now that the vanilla and the bourbon settled, the blackberry flavor is a lot more prominent. It's less muddied.
Yes.
Except that tartness is so prevalent at the very end that it still has that sense of cranberry to it.
And it's funny because
Blackberries themselves are often, they're pretty sweet.
they're mildly sweet to me. He
If they're
thinks they're
underripe,
sweet.
they're tart.
Yeah, they're
But if
mildly
ripe,
sweet.
They're so good.
And he understand. I used to literally, and I still do sometimes, buy a pint of blueberries if they're in season and really good, and just eat them. He'll
do
do
that
the
too,
same thing with
blackberry.
blackberries. Like after COVID, blackberries were like almost being given away. I don't know why, but it was like organics, $1 a pack, and he can pop them all day long. I can kind of do that with raspberries, not blackberries. They're just not the right flavor. But I eat cranberries. Like today, I had oatmeal with cranberries and pecans, and I eat cranberries. My dogs eat cranberries. I love cranberries. So for me, I eat a lot of cranberries. I just do. And I've had kidney infections, so it might be related. I don't know. The more kidney infections I have, the more cranberries I drink and eat. But yeah, I like it a lot. I'm gonna do some more meads. Am I gonna do another blackberry? Maybe in a year or two, but I've got so many other ideas and concepts to come up with for different types of meads. He's already given me some suggestions for some kombuchas. I've got working some kombuchas. Yeah. I've got some Jon, which is a type of honey version of kombucha going. But yeah, the ABV is probably higher than 7 because I'm feeling this one a little bit.
I think I would still add a little bit of the ginger ale, but I could also
I could add ginger and backsweeten, and that would give you the same effect without the carbonation.
That's
and
true.
then we could carbonate.
That's true.
So,
but an ounce or two of ginger ale is a lot easier to do. So.
I might have to try it with a little bit of regular ginger beer or something like that because I don't drink diet.
Ginger beer would be even
I don't
better.
drink diet, and I don't like most sodas. And when I did drink soda, which has been over 2 decades ago, it was mainly clear stuff like ginger beers and Sprite and 7-Up.
But on its own, though, it's really improved. I think it's really good.
Yeah, any of those nasty dark colored ones was like drinking caramel. It was disgusting. So, cheers. There's a reason I drink beer. Good, and mead now. You want the last of that blackberry pulp? It's good. Still tastes good. It's just a little thicker.